Hello. Just waking up, folding my blankets. It rained last night. Yeah, it rained, so my blankets got wet. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to dry them. But thank you. Hey, clown, how you doing? Yeah, my blankets got wet, but I didn't get wet, so that's all that matters. So, headed over to here to get my coffee, stay warm. I'm supposed to get some kind of tornado today. We'll see. Somebody said we're supposed to be getting a tornado. So we'll see. Yeah, I didn't sleep the best. I had to move because of the rain. You know. Yeah. If you can get a tent, it's the best thing to do. If you can find a decent spot, yeah. But we got some rain. It's slowing down, but oh, I'm sorry to hear that, clown. Oh. Yeah, so gonna get some coffee. When you don't sleep well, when you're homeless, it's just a matter of finding somewhere to take a little cat nap, during the day. But yeah, we got some rain. I don't have my boots on me, so these shoes tend to get wet. It's just like being in the military, guys. You gotta keep your feet dry. You gotta keep your feet dry. Oh, okay, a hurt foot. Oh. Oh, thanks, Spot. Yeah, I'll be alright. But yeah, we got a significant amount of rain out here, so just gotta stay dry. I'm not wet, my feet aren't wet, so that's the first rule of war. I'm not in war, but they train you in the military. If there's any military people watching, yeah, I'm very militant-minded myself. That's how you survive, So yeah, we got a lot of rain. Looks like it hopefully stopped, so. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. Grand rising to you. Yeah, there's a lot of water, so I gotta be careful because these shoes are from Temu. I got these shoes I bought them in Texas when I lived in Texas, so they're kind of a cheap pair of shoe, but they're more for fashion. They're really not for the weather. They're a camouflage. So I can't, try not to step in any puddles, Then my feet and socks will get wet. Yeah, so. But I'm gonna get some hot water. Not anymore, no. I moved back to New Jersey where I'm from. That's where I'm at now. So I'm trying to get my housing. Just trying to tough it out. Yeah, exactly, I know. Yeah, sometimes you buy clothes for fashion reasons, not always. But my boots, I didn't know it was gonna rain. You don't know. Sometimes life shows up. Oh, really? Yeah, I tried the Temu yeah, I tried it. So yeah, we got a decent amount of rain. So it's kind of, you see it's wet. The ground's wet. So I had to move my location. So I just try to stay positive, That's why I come on with you guys. You guys, So you know, it's not easy, but you know, trying to make me some coffee. Yeah, I didn't sleep the best. That's another thing, you know. You know, that's another thing when you're homeless, you know, and these doctors try to misdiagnose people, you know, because they might not have a mental illness. They might just be tired or exhausted. Lack of sleep is not good. You know, lack of sleep is not good for anybody's mental health, you know. No matter who you are, you know, you got to get your proper rest. So, yeah, you know, sometimes they might misdiagnose people and think, you know, they're schizos or delusional, but maybe they just need some sleep. But nah, I'll be alright. I'm gonna use the restroom. What am I doing? I already did what I had to do. I didn't get no help. I already did what I had to do. Did everything I'm supposed to do. Seems like they cater to criminals. They don't cater to people who are trying to do what's right. And that's the truth. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I went to the homeless shelter and they banned me. I was being bullied over there, you know? No, that's not your problem, waiting on help. I'm not rich, hun. I'm not Donald Trump. What do you want me to do? You know? There's only so much you can do when you don't have a lot of money, when you're poor, when you're living in poverty, you know? Yeah. You know, there's only so much someone can do. You know? No, I'm not going to become a criminal. That's poor advice, Joseph. Terrible advice. Yeah, in order to get a job, you have to have an address, usually. So, and I don't have an address, you know. And I asked the pizzeria that was, they're hiring, but they're looking for, you know, they're looking for whatever they're looking for. So, oh, thank you. You know, they're looking for a driver. I don't have a driver's license, so yeah, yeah. But give me a second, guys. And besides, right now I'm disabled, and you know, mentally and emotionally, you know, it's hard to work when you're on lack of sleep. You know, it really is. So, you know, and then when my blankets are soaked, you guys don't understand it. You know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, when you gotta fight the weather and then worry about a job and everything else. I don't have a car. A lot of people are homeless. Some of them have cars. You know. Me, I have complex PTSD. Yeah. Yeah, it's not excuses. Why don't you be glitter and shut up? That's what I'm saying. I have lack of sleep. I ain't got time for you trolls. I don't got no excuses. You know? Yeah, I'm not lazy. Adios. Have a good day. You've never experienced abuse, so you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. People who have trauma are not lazy, so obviously you don't know what my channel's about. You know, and besides, no one's going to have a job. The economy's crashing. So, no, I'm not lazy, Luna. Oh, brown eyes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not lazy. They just don't understand it because they're judgmental, you know. They're judgmental. You know. They're not going through abuse. So, they don't get it. It's easy to talk when you're not the one being abused, you know. No, it's not excuses. You don't even know my story, so goodbye. Adios. That's what I'm saying. I don't have time. There's no excuses. You're not homeless. You've never, and you know, not everybody's stories and situations are the same, so it's not an excuse. All right? Go be homeless. You know? It's not an excuse. I'm not making excuses. I never said America was the greatest country in the world. What are you talking about? Never said that. I'm Native American. I know how my people have been treated. This isn't the greatest country in the world. you know. But yeah, people come on with their unrighteous judgments. I'm not making excuses. I went to the Board of Social Services, you know. I did what I had to do. So, you know. Yeah, Synagogue of Satan. Come on, don't blow up the chat. No. Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. Those who say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan, with your little star of Molech. Come on, bro. Wake up. Yeah, no, I don't abuse drugs and alcohol. So again, why don't you judge people with righteousness instead of lies? You know? Oh, England. Thanks, England. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. You know, that's what I mean. You get these trolls on here. That's all they do. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being Jewish. My Hebrew Messiah, you know, I believe in Yahushua, you know. But we're not going to blow up the chat because, you know, Revelation 2:9-3:9, you know. Those who say they are Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. I don't follow Judaism. I follow the Bible, the scriptures, the Torah, you know. But there are Jews for Jesus. I've heard of Jews for Jesus. So I know some do believe in the Messiah, you know. Some do. But I don't support Zionism. No. No. You know. Yeah, I can interpret the Most High's word. Yeah, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Absolutely, I can. I have his spirit. No, I'm not Jewish. I don't follow Judaism. No. Oh, you're a Zionist? Well, you know, hopefully you come out of that cult. You know, it's a cult. Zionism is a cult. I'm not part of anybody's cults. You know, Zionists believe Palestinians are less than human. I'm not down with that. And you think I'm a goyim. That's why you made that comment that I can't interpret Hashem's word because you look down on people and you call them goyim. I know all about your books, Luna. Love you, sis or brother, but no. Yeah, I know Christianity is a cult. I'm not a Christian either. So, haha, emoji to you. I'm not a Christian. Hey, good morning. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not making no excuses. These folks have never been through satanic abuse, which is why, yeah, I don't appreciate Zionists. They're Satanists. Zionists are Satanists. They're the synagogue of Satan. You know, call no man rabbi. You know. Yeah, Christianity is a cult. They worship Dagon. They're Baal worshippers. You know. If you're doing those pagan holidays, that's the cult of Dagon. You know. That's the cult of Dagon. You know, you got to look into those satanic holidays, you know. You got to read the word. You got to study to show yourselves approved, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in Yahushua HaMashiach. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I believe in the Messiah. I believe in Yahushua. Yeah. And the Creator. Yahuwah. You're okay. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in the Hebrew Messiah, Yahushua. I'm not Jewish, though. No. I'm not Jewish. I'm a Hebrew. You know, when Nathaniel was underneath the fig tree, what did the Messiah say to Nathaniel, to Bartholomew? He said, an Israelite. He never said a Christian. He said, an Israelite with no deceit. That means there's no deceit, no guile. Nathaniel was the truth teller, you know. Oh, really? How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, Nathaniel was a truth teller. Hey, Subliminal, how you doing? Yeah, the gospel is the truth. It sure enough is. They can manipulate it any way they want. They can try to add and subtract, but you can't stomp out the good news of. You just never will. You know, the scriptures is the good news, and it endures forever, no matter how hard man tries to manipulate it, and it'll never cease to exist. It's been written. You know, it's already been written. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Good morning, Subliminal. How you doing? Subliminal. Oh, let me make you a moderator. I was raining last night. Subliminal, you're a moderator. You're a moderator. I just remember every time. But no, I'm just waking up, Subliminal, if you're still there. I made you a mod. And Clown is a mod. It looks like Clown might still be here. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, I try to stay positive, you know. You're welcome, Subliminal. Yeah, Christmas, Easter, those are pagan holidays. We're not supposed to be doing those. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. We weren't commanded to do those holidays. But listen, I gotta use the restroom, guys, so I'll be right back, okay? I'll only be a minute or two. But yeah, people are. Yeah. Hey, Lino, how you doing, Lino? You see that comment, moderators? That's what I'm talking about. You got to get rid of people like that. It's silliness. All right, thank you, Subliminal. Appreciate you. You seen it, right? Thank you. Just so you, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Comments like that. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. How long have I been sober? I would say at least a good year. Yeah. I would say about a year, but I've relapsed. I've struggled. But no, I'm clean and sober. No, I don't do drugs, Stuart, so you shouldn't bear false witness against people you don't know. It's not nice. That's one of the commandments, that thou shalt not bear false witness. Yeah. So when you don't know somebody, you shouldn't bear false witness. Yeah, I used to do them. Yeah, I used to. And that's what I'm saying. Toxic people like to weaponize who you used to be. And that's not what this channel is about. That's not what this channel is about, weaponizing people's pasts against them. Oh, awesome. That's wonderful. That's good, Lino. Keep up the good work. Keep it up. Yeah. Joan, that's wonderful. Good job, Joan. I'm 41, Andrew. Good morning. Yeah. It rained last night, so, I had to get out of the rain. Oh, thanks, Luna. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, this isn't a channel where I let toxic individuals, weaponize our pasts against us. Or if you're still struggling with addiction, just keep going, keep trying, keep being encouraged to get off the drugs. You know, repent, turn to the Most High God of heaven and earth. I understand not everybody believes in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but, just keep looking for recovery. Look for recovery. Oh, thank you, Punk Star. I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I'm not 16. Or wait, I don't know. What do you mean? I didn't read the rest of the chat. I don't know who they're talking about. Oh, that's good. Lino is spamming? Oh, where is he at? I don't know what that, yeah. But yeah, just keep fighting, You know, then you have this jerk saying I'm going to stick my whatever in homeless women. You see, you have these psychos, man. They're sick people, you know? It's very sad. Very demonic world we live in. Very demonic world. But I'm gonna get ready to make my coffee and use this restroom. So I'll be right back, Subliminal. I don't know that the moderators are gonna stick around, but I'll be right back. So I don't usually, um, yeah. Just give me a second, guys. Stand by. Stand by. All right, chat. Stand by. Stand by. I'll be right back. I'm almost finished. Stand by. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to get out of here, so thank you for standing by. Yeah, I know. Spiritual Cookie. He's something else. So, okay. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna get some hot water, make my coffee. Might as well. You know, once you're, oh, you sub? Thanks, Luna. Appreciate you. Yeah, you know, people come in with their judgments. They don't have a clue. Saying I'm lazy and whatever. Believe me, I'm not lazy. I just had to get up off that um, ground right there. If I want, you know, I got to push myself. You know, just like a military person, you know. When it's time to get up, you got to get up. You got business to handle, right? You know. On this, you know. No, I'm in New Jersey, popping. No, I'm not lazy. I'm just going through a struggle. You know, this is America. We're struggling. We're not rich. You know, I'm not a rich person. Um, you know. Yeah, guys, I'm in the United States of America. You know, the American dream was a lie. They lied to us, and people are waking up. Believe me, I've been known for a long time, way before they started waking up, how corrupt America is. You know, if you've never been disenfranchised, you know, you don't understand. If you've never been a minority, you know, disabled, you don't get it. This country doesn't love the veterans. This country doesn't love the homeless, the disabled. You don't understand. There's not a lot of resources, guys. I mean, there is, but when you call them, they say, hey, good day, Itchy. Exactly. America's a corporation. It's a corporation, guys. Hi, Karen. Nice to meet you. Hey, Itchy, how you doing? Hola, buenos dias. Good morning. How much for one good meal? Um, I don't know. Yeah, the meal prices are going up and everything. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they enable the drug addicts. That's who they help. You know, they cater to the criminal element. They don't help people who really need it and want to change their lives. You know? Yeah, I know. I try not to say it either. I'm trying to retrain my brain. But, you know, I'm not the thought police and I'm not the, you know, word police. So, you know, but I understand it. Yeah. But I know I don't want to say good morning. Um, I usually try to say good day. Yeah, the people work all their lives and they don't even get to retire. What, they want you to work till what, 60, 70? Why don't you, yeah. Why doesn't Barron Trump work till he's dead in the bones? You know, by the time you reach retirement, you can't even do nothing. And they're working you like slaves. You know, these poor folks, they go to work every day. What do they get in the end? Nothing. You know, the man's robbing the country blind. Wake up. He's robbing the country blind. Hey, good morning. Good day, rather. Oh, I have children. I'm a mom. No, I cover my hair, you know, for modesty purposes. Yeah, I choose modesty. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in the state of New Jersey. Very expensive. Yeah. So, I forgot I got to get milk for my coffee. I was starting to make it, but I got to get the milk. So, yeah, these people, you know, they're working hard every day, but, you know, there's nothing in it at the end when you retire. Wawa's coming off good. Wawa's a rich multi-million-dollar corporation. You know? Yeah. My children are around here. Hey, Poppin', thank you. Because my children are here, you know. I'm going through parental alienation. So that's what I'm saying. People don't understand. Yeah, I don't worship idols. Sorry. I'm not an idol worshiper. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't have to work. It's between me and my doctor. You're just mad because you got to go to work every day miserable. And I'm happier than you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, ma'am. Thank you.
Coffee, no coffee.
Hot water.
Hot water. Okay.
Yes.
175.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you workers, man, you be hating on people that can't work. You're haters. You go to work every day miserable. It's not nice. It's not nice. Love your neighbor as yourself. You know? Some people can't work. Here's $2, miss. Thank you. It's between me and my doctor. Yeah, you too. Thank you. It's between me and my doctor. But the workers really be hating. They're miserable. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. How is somebody in my position got more joy in my heart than you? You're working, you're making money, and you're miserable. They're going to work. Where are they going to get in the end? A retirement? No, Trump's taking it. He's robbing your country blind. Excuse me, sir. You know? That's right. It's called free speech, Tony. It's America. That's what you people forgot. You know, the pandemic changed a lot of you folks. Didn't change me. I'm an American. I still have freedom of speech. You know? My son serves in the United States Marine Corps, okay? He's supposed to be defending the Constitution. Okay? But after COVID, everything's changed. People changed. The vaccine changed people. It's high time you guys wake up. You know, you're headed into a cashless society. You know, there might be somebody who agrees with me. There might be somebody who has ears to hear what I'm saying. No, I'm not a Marine, but I'm a soldier for the Messiah, for Christ. Some would say I'm Christ. I'm a soldier for him. Yeah, whether the Constitution is fake or not, I'm going to exercise my freedom of speech, you know? I have the freedom to speak. They don't have to like your speech as long as you're not threatening nobody. You're not, threatening harm. You have the right to speak. And pretty soon you're not going to have that right. And that includes on social media. They're going to arrest people. It's happening in the UK right now. They arrest people for what they post on social media. You know? See, they keep you so busy with the 9 to 5 and the work. A lot of people don't have time on their hands to do the research and know what's really going on. I thank the Most High God that I know what's going on. Because I've had time to research. I've had time to do my research, you know? I know. But yeah, as long as you're not, threatening the establishment or to do harm to the employees or to the customers, I'm a paying customer too. I'm a paying customer. People may not agree with what I'm doing, oh, I'm on a live, I'm on social media, but this is our First Amendment right. Oh, thank you. This is our right to record. I'm on camera. Wawa's got me on camera. There's a camera somewhere. We're always on camera. The Big Brother is watching. Big Brother is always watching. You're living in 1984, guys. George Orwell's 1984. Big Brother's watching all of us. Big Brother's watching. So I just try to have a too. What can you do? You're powerless over what the government is doing. You're powerless. You can fight, you can protest, you can do all that. You can wail, you can cry. But guess what? Nothing's going to change. you know. Yeah, Big Brother might hack the Wawa camera. He might be watching everybody. Trump might be watching. Hi, Trump. He might be watching us on the camera. He might be got his eye watching everybody. What we're doing, no? Got his eyes on us, you know. But I'm making my coffee, guys. So I'm trying to just, stay out of the way, make my coffee. That's all. No harm, no foul. Yeah, mind control. That's what government means. Yeah, mind control. You gotta be strong. You gotta see through the lies, you know. Uh-oh, they're playing Bon Jovi. I might get a copyright strike. Let me mute. Hold on, I'm gonna go mute for a minute so I don't get a copyright strike. Yeah, Itchy, they gave me a copyright strike because they hear the music in the background. All these establishments, it's all mind control. It's to keep the people subdued. You gotta see what's really going on. It's to keep them subdued. The music blasting, it's not their fault. The workers probably if I worked here, I might get tired of hearing that music over and over and over. It drives a man crazy. Hearing the same, what are we, in a club or something? you know? But hey, you gotta work, you gotta do your job, Yeah, you gotta work, the music is there to blast in your ear to keep you subdued and mind controlled, yes. No, I'm not a soldier. I'm a soldier for Yahushua HaMashiach. I'm a soldier for him. I'm a soldier for the true Messiah, the one that came in his Father's name and in his Father's authority. Yes, that's who I'm a soldier for, Yeah, we're in the New World Order for sure. Yeah, I'm a soldier for Yahushua, my Hebrew Messiah. That's my family was practicing Satanism. They're not believers, Yeah. Yeah, the spirit in our physical body. Well, we have a spirit. Yeah, well, we have a spirit man. We have a spirit man. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Big Brother is watching. So. And see, this song's can get stuck in your head. You give love a bad name, Trump. Give love a bad name. That's I'm singing to the president. You give love a bad singing to the president. Hey, good day. How you doing? How you doing? Good day. Good day. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. I really do. Yeah, I'm not a man. Thank you. I'm a woman. Thank you. And when you call somebody a fool, you're in danger of the judgment, It's all right. You can make fun of me, It is what it is. I have to be my true self, You just be your true self. You know, people pleasing gets very exhausting. When you're fake and you people please, it's exhausting. So the best thing is to just be yourself. Be your true self. Hey, how you doing, Pat? Nice to see you here. Yeah, I don't want to put on a performance and be fake. You know, you got to go to work and put on that fake smile and pretend you want to be here. You know, the best work for me is when I preach the word. That is my job. And they say if you love your job, yeah, David, I hope you have a good insurance and I hope you're rich. Dental care is very expensive. And if only all you care about is superficial things, then you're probably not going to make it in this world very far with what's coming if you're superficial. Superficial people are not going to make what's coming down the pike in this country. America has made this country narcissistic, very superficial, materialistic, and narcissistic. That's the America that I know. Thinking you're better than other people. You know, pride comes before destruction. You know that, right? And the pride of your heart has deceived you. See, you bought into the American dream. You bought into the lies. You bought into everything they told you. You work hard, you pay your bills, and all is going to go well for you. How's it working out? How's those gas prices? How's those gas prices? No, I'm not narcissistic. I have compassion and empathy for my American homeless brothers and sisters because, you know, most people can't understand a situation unless they've been in that person's shoes. You know, hey, how you doing? So, unless you're rich, you're not going to make it, guys. You got to be rich to live in this country. You know, you got to be rich. Yeah, Ringo, I'm glad you got off the crack. That's wonderful. Keep staying clean. Hey, good day, Green Daisy. Yeah, this isn't fake information, okay? I'm sorry that you don't have a heart to receive the truth. It sucks to be you, guys. It really does. Yeah, this is America. You know, they told you if you work hard, you pay all your bills, they're going to take care of you and you retire. No, they're not. You're getting ready to go into an antichrist beast system. Microchip. Cashless. When you have no cash, they can control you. Exactly, yeah. You know? So, yeah, Johnny Law. There's not. Messiah said we'll always have the poor.
I used to get it done all the time.
Yahushua the Messiah, who the world calls Jesus Christ, you know.
I used to do it all the time, and I had to
Yahushua said you're always going to have the poor. You know, the way you treat the least of these. How do you treat the least of these? You know? Donald Trump is coming for the homeless too. He's building concentration camps. America has concentration camps. I'm in New Jersey. Yeah, sometimes this signal isn't that great on this phone. And then, but I'm in New Jersey. That's right. The meek are going to inherit the earth. Itchy, yeah? The meek.
Because I used to do that all the time back in the day.
So, yeah.
$100. Wow.
But yeah, guys, a lot of folks are just New Jersey. Yep. Yep, I'm in New Jersey. We got accents. But yeah, you know, you gotta. A lot of people don't even like their job. You know, that's why customer service has gone. A lot of customer service isn't as good as it used to be. People are miserable these days. I'm not trying to be miserable. I'm trying to be filled with the Spirit and endure. You know? Oh, thanks, Green Daisy. I'm trying to be filled with the Father's Word and endure. You know, I don't have time to be selfish and narcissistic. You know, I don't have that time. You know, I have to think about other people. I'm a mom. I have children.
No.
You know, yeah. But you know. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that can be helpful. Yeah, helping people. You know. Yeah, helping people remove pests. Yeah. You know, cleaning. If I find a job where I can clean, yeah, I like to clean. You know, vacuum, make the bed, clean, like be a maid. But some of these motels won't hire Americans. You know, because they want cheap labor. See, they want cheap labor. So, all right, Luna, thanks for being back. So some of these places that they want cheap labor. They're not hiring Americans. You know. So yeah, you know it is what it is. But I don't blame immigrants. I'm not angry with immigrants who come in this country who want to work. You know, and pick your tomatoes and pick your cherries and pick your strawberries and do the things that the average American refuses to do because, you know, they think they're above. They think they're entitled to be up here. You know? Well, I'm indigenous, so I'm native to the Americas. I'm indigenous. I'm Taino Indian. Yeah. You know, but I don't, pour out my wrath and anger out on innocent people that are just trying to, hey, Subliminal, how you doing? Yeah, I don't have hatred in my heart or contempt, for those folks. First of all, they're indigenous. Those people are indigenous to this land, to America. See, when Christianity came to this country, they gave our people Christianity. They didn't teach us the truth. They didn't teach us the true gospel. Yeah, John. Hey, good morning. Good day, rather. Hey, John. They came with their cross and their Christianity, and they said, bow down to this white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus Christ. And, they tried to Christianize everybody and, take the Indian out of the boy and all that stuff, the Christian schools or whatever, Trail of Tears.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They weaponize religion. Yeah. You know. So history, yeah, we've been lied to. Yeah, all these people in power, these people in power, came over here and they didn't love their neighbor. They weren't loving their neighbor. They slaughtered their neighbors in the name of Jesus, and that's the truth. Christian history can be ugly, folks. You got to know the truth. They killed in the name of their God. They said that this land was for them, that it was blessed by their God. So, you got to do the researching. I don't hate Christians, but I don't agree with their doctrines. You got to study the religion. You got to study history and the religion. Right. Yeah, all three major world religions, they're in idolatry. They're all in idolatry. The Messiah, Yahushua, didn't come to preach religion. He taught Torah, Yeah, you're crazy, Carrie. Sounds like projection, Carrie. I hope you get the mental help you need, hun. Yeah. A lot of people project their mental illness onto me. I don't accept your mental illness. Yeah. Yahushua taught the Torah. He taught the commandments. Yeah, I'm single. Yeah, I'm working on my housing, you know. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Tony. I'm glad you're projecting yourself and telling on yourself. Yeah. Just because you don't agree with what I'm saying, you try to insult people. But that's all right. Yeah, the Baphomet. Yeah, the Knights Templar, the Baphomet. Yeah, that's why when you see Jesus holding up the hand symbolism and stuff. Thank you. Yeah, they gave us Christianity. Wood and stone. It's in the Bible. The Israelites were scattered across the four corners of this earth, you know. Okay, you know. Right, yeah. Yeah, working on housing. I was in a women's homeless shelter and they banned me for recording, you know. Ohio, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I lived in Arizona, I lived in Texas, I lived in New Mexico. I've been traveling, you know. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's my right to record when I'm being threatened to be killed. So for those who have so much to say about women's homeless shelters, go to one. Leave your house for a week, and I challenge you to go to a homeless shelter for a week. You won't survive. You'll be begging and crying to get out of there. You'll be begging and crying to get out of there. They really will. You know, I challenge everyone on this right now to leave your houses and homes if you got one and go to a homeless shelter for a week. You won't last. You won't last. And maybe some will, but I challenge you to do that. I challenge you. Oh, thanks, Luna. Oh, okay. I don't know. The number didn't come through. You know. But, yeah, when you're being threatened by other residents, you know, you should pick up the phone and record those things. When, you know, yeah, it is insane, you know. That's what I'm saying. It's a challenging experience, and I'm not going to be bullied when I'm already going through domestic violence. Not everyone's a drug addict, but they sell drugs at the shelter. Yeah, they do drugs, they sell drugs. The people who work there are just as corrupt. Okay, they're corrupted, and they cater to the criminal element. They don't cater, you know, to people who want to get themselves together. They're not catering to those people. You know. Yeah, it is. It is, Gene. That's what I'm saying. It's not a cakewalk, you know. And then when you leave the shelter and you risk your life living outside, now you're dealing like last night. I hardly got any sleep because it's raining. It's cold. So, who can go to work like that? You're tired. You're not going to treat customers right when you're exhausted and tired. And no, your number didn't come through. I didn't see it. You know? I don't see your number in there, hon. No.
Christian, I'm still here. Now, can we take this
I don't have a car and I don't have my driver's license. I walk everywhere. I take the bus. I don't mind using public transit. It doesn't bother me to use the public transit. You know, and then you got to pay for car insurance. Then you got to worry about car insurance. And then you got to worry about if you get a flat tire. How you going to get the money to fix it? It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, right now, you know, Mentally and emotionally, I don't need to be working. You know, it's between me and my doctor. It's between me and my doctor. And if I do work, it's going to be in an animal shelter, a low stress job. You don't know people's conditions. You're not doctors, you know. But once I get on my feet, yeah, I would rather work with, like, an animal shelter, because animals are very, animals are good for the soul. Animals, are good for the soul. Yeah, complex PTSD. A lot of our veterans are suffering with PTSD. The government's not helping them, you know. Yeah, then you gotta get a car, you gotta save for your car, then you got car insurance, you got your electric bill, you got your cable. I don't have, when I had the last 3 or 4 apartments, I didn't have TV. I don't watch TV. It's a brainwashing tool, you know. I research. I do researching. I educate myself on YouTube, watch YouTube videos. I don't really watch, you know, anything on TV and stuff. No, it's not adulthood when you're making people suffer. You know, that's called gaslighting. The bills are too damn high, folks. Right? The bills are too high. You know, your rent is too high. Yeah, I use YouTube to educate my mind, Read the Bible, read the scriptures, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a scam. It's a scam, you know? The American dream is really the American nightmare. You know? I am watching the screen, Ted. It might not come in. I don't see your number. So please. I just scrolled all the way through. There's no phone number. Okay? There's no number. There's no phone number in the chat. I just searched it. There you go. There he is. There's the man himself. There's the man himself. There's the clown on the look. I found him, guys. I found the clown running the show. Yeah, there's no phone number. You see the symbolism? You see the 666 symbolism, guys? You gotta have eyes to see. You see that? That's a Freemason hand sign. Yeah, he's a pedophile, so how much better is he? Come on, he's a rapist. It's time to wake up, folks. The Epstein files are out. Americans gotta wake up. I don't support pedophiles. No. We need to protect our children. You know, we need to protect the children. The Epstein files were released. Everybody knows the truth. It's up to them if they want to be blind. I'm not going to stay blind. I'm not blind. Excuse me, guys. Gentlemen, thank you. What we got here? Yeah, you're okay, brother. Sorry. Yeah, the Epstein files were released. We know what's going on. We know he's a pedophile and a rapist, and he sacrifices children and kills children and rapes women. You know? This is what these elites do. They hurt children. They hurt babies, women, and children, men. You know, they sacrifice them to their Molech, their Baal worshippers. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's up to them if they want to stay blind. I refuse to I'm not gonna stay blind. I'm spiritually awake. You know, I survived satanic abuse. You know. Yeah, all the religious leaders, Christians too, so-called Christians, you know. Yeah. Christians hide pedophiles in their churches, you know. Christians aren't exempt. They'll say, oh, well, those aren't real Christians. Well, then why? Those aren't real Jews. Come on, guys. You know? But, yeah, a lot of these. Come on, Ted. Come on. I'm going to time you out, brother. So, hey, what's going on, the gray stone? Or the gray tone? Yeah, you know, these Christians are hiding pedophiles, you know, in their churches. Yeah. Right, right. Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm set apart. I'm Hebrew. But, yeah, you know, I heard they got AI in the war now. I was watching another man's channel. He said, I think the AI bots are in this war now. Yeah, they introduced the artificial intelligence. All right, ma'am. Yeah, just hot water. I made my coffee.
Oh, excuse me?
Oh, I said I just got hot water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, you save a lot of money too. Sometimes it adds up quick, right?
I'm sure
Everything's so expensive.
it is.
But hopefully, I hope to get on my feet, you know, sooner than later.
Oh, just careful that
Oh, okay, yeah, sooner than later, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but if you have your job, just count it all joy, right? That you're able to work. Yeah, ma'am. You have a blessed one. Yeah, no, they're nice here. They're very nice people. Very nice group of people here. You know. So yeah, I heard they introduced some robots, some AIs in the Iran war and stuff. So you know, that's why the scripture tells us. Good day. How you doing? Yeah, the scripture tells us, you know, who can make war with the beast? You know, who can make war with the beast? They got bigger guns. They got robots. You know, they got, I don't know. You ever heard of Boston Robotics? Have a blessed day, hun. Take care. Take it easy. Yeah, be safe on those roads, you know. This person is here all the time, this customer. Hold on a second. It's funny. Oops, I'm sorry. Sorry. Jeffrey. You guys recognize that face? You guys recognize who that man is? Hello, good day. How are you? They got Jeffrey Epstein. This car always has, it says, this air freshener didn't hang itself. We got some woke folks in here. Yeah, we got people in here, you know, that know what's going on. That's Jeffrey Epstein. And it says, this air freshener didn't hang itself. So, you know, come on. People know. They know what's up. People are probably listening, laughing. You don't know. That's why you know. They might hear what I'm saying. You know, a lot of folks they're hip to what's going on. They're hip to what it is. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna quit your job? Are you gonna stop, working so the beast system keeps going? No, they know you're gonna still go to work. You don't want to be homeless. They know you're still gonna go to work and do your job. Yeah, I know. My brother is a retired sheriff, but I don't know if he's a Mason or not. I don't know that. I couldn't tell you. I don't know his business like that, but he's a retired sheriff. He was shot in this town. Just like I showed you the news clip about my other brother, I could show you the news clip about my brother who's a retired sheriff in this town. Yes, I'm a kind of a small town celebrity, and no, I don't mean that in an arrogant, narcissistic way, guys. People know me around this town because of my family, you know, because of my family. But he was shot in the chest. Yeah, he was rushed to the hospital. My dad was with him, my adopted dad. Vegan? I mean, I like vegetables. I like vegetables. he he elbowed Trump. Okay. Well, you wouldn't be here if you did that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what the Most High has delivered me from, you know? Yeah, the Chamberlains. Yeah. Hello, good day. Are you serious? How you doing? It rained last night, so my blankets got wet, but I didn't get wet. So I consider that a good day. Yeah. I try to train my brain too, instead of staying. I say good day myself. You know, you gotta retrain yourself. But good day to you. Are you serious? It's a good day to you. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. This is homelessness in America, guys. They think I'm pretending. But no, as long as you don't do drugs and alcohol, you spend your money wisely, you can have nice things. I take care of my things. I take care of my stuff. I'm very militant minded when it comes to that. Oh, there's a man following me? No, I think they're just coming out of the store. Yeah, there's a man going in the store with his daughter. Okay, dark position. Okay. Hey, Luna, you back? All right. Yeah. Hello, Luna. But yeah, guys, I just hope everybody makes it. We got to endure to the end. We might have differences of understanding and stuff of doctrine, but we got to endure. Oh, really? Like a legion, huh? You're talking about a legion. You're too funny, magician. I don't know what. Oh, hey, Lawson. Thank you. That's nice of you. Yeah, we got to endure. This is what endurance looks like. Everybody's enduring looks different. This is me enduring. I'm out here enduring. Hey, India, how you doing? Ireland. Oh, from Ireland. Nice. Nice. Yeah, on my mother's side. On my mother's side is Irish. She had red hair and green eyes. So, hey, Scotland. Okay. Thank you, Luna. Yeah, everybody's enduring in their own way. Hey, Australia. Hey, Aussie. How you doing, Aussie? Right, Itchy. That's right. Oh, thank you, hide, seek. Thank you. Yeah, my biological mother had red hair and green eyes, and my biological dad. Hey, from the UK. Oh, excuse me. Hey, from the UK. Nice to see you here. No, I'm not military. My son is. But I've worn camouflage my whole life. That's why I tell I've always worn camo. But my son is a United States Marine. That's what he decided to do. So, I just hope I hope he endures it, and I hope he comes back alive. Hey, yeah, you're up early, huh? Yeah, it started raining last night, so. Oh, thank you, Lawson. Yeah, that was his choice. I'm not shocked that he made it. He's strong like me. Yeah, I'm proud of him, it is what it is. I'm glad, I mean, he had to do something. But our battle is not a worldly battle, our battle is spiritual. That's why I wear camouflage. Because I'm in a spiritual war against good and evil, you know. I hope my son wakes up. I hope he finds a way out of that. I don't want to see him hurt. A lot of Americans are dying, I heard out there. A lot of Americans are dying in this war. Right. Yeah, it's a spiritual battle. Our battle is not flesh and blood, it's spiritual. Oh, you'd rather be sleeping? Oh, thanks, Andrew. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to help me, but it's just your mind, it's my personality. It's like a uniform. Just like when you go to work, you wear your uniform. you know? Yes, they can't see me if I gotta run in the bushes. Heaven forbid, when the Nazis come. Oh, thanks, yeah. Appreciate you. Even my shoes are camel. We're in a spiritual battle between good and evil. What side are you on? No, I'm on the side of good. you know? I want to keep fighting the good fight of faith. Right? The good fight of faith. Yeah, I got them from Temu. I got my shoes from Temu, so they're kind of cheap. I got them ordered in Texas. Yes, itchy. Yeah, and people call him Jesus. I'm not going to have a narcissistic injury. That's fine. Oh, thanks, Luna. Appreciate the love. Thank you. 777. 7 is the full number of the Most High. The seventh day Sabbath. The seventh day of creation. The number 7. They say that's the Most High's number. 7. Yeah, be blessed, Luna. You too. Yeah, the 7th day of creation. I've always walked with the Creator. Yeah. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm homeless. Sometimes being on the camera and walking around, it helps me mentally. I get to talk to you guys. I get to talk with you guys. People are struggling out here. Oh, thank you, hide and seek. That's very kind. I'm not perfect. I fall short. I fall short in many ways. I'm not perfect. There's only one who's perfect. Oh, thank you. I smile with no teeth. I don't care with the homeless thing. Homeless. I'm sorry, I read his thing. I was homeless. Okay. Yeah, I'm not worried about that stuff. No, I had one homeless friend, and that was my biological brother. That's the truth. My biological brother got killed, He didn't make it out here. He got murdered in the streets. Hit and run. Yeah. So no, I don't really, I have this one homeless man. He knows about the Most High. He knows about the Most High God. I forgot his name. I think it's Kevin. Oh, really? Yeah, that's all. You just, dental is very expensive. You're blessed if you have good dental. If you have a good dental plan, you got to have a good dental plan. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. He's homeless. I wouldn't know where he's at, you know. I don't know. I think he sleeps in an abandoned car or something. I don't hang out in Trenton. I don't hang out in Trenton, really. Um, I do my business, I go to my storage unit, but I don't particularly really hang out with anybody. Bad company corrupts good morals. Bad company corrupts good morals. So, yeah. A lot of folks, they're on those hard drugs. I don't want to be around that. I gotta be sober. I gotta be vigilant. I don't know if he does drugs or not. I don't know his situation, but yeah, I've talked to him about the scriptures. Sometimes I'll see him at the train station. He's a black gentleman, very nice, sweet man, but he knows about the Most High. Yes, we've talked about the Torah, the instructions, the laws, statutes, commandments. Hey, what's going on, running man? How you doing? Oh, thanks, Lawson. But for the most part, no, I stay to myself. I'm a woman. I have to be careful, There's a lot of rapists and predators out here. Yeah, there's a lot of hookers out here, prostitutes. I'm not one of them. I repented of my sins. I don't sell my body. That was years ago, you grow up, you mature. Some of us do. Some of us grow up. And we don't party anymore. We don't drink and smoke and hang out. Go to clubs and bars and nudie bars, whatever you're doing, Sometimes you gotta mature and you gotta heal and grow. So, bad company corrupts good character. You start hanging out with the wrong crowd, yeah, it's not good stuff, I'm doing my morning walk, you see. I'm exercising, I'm talking with you guys, I'm walking around. I can go to the gym, I have a Planet Fitness I can go to. If I need to shower at least. I do have my Planet Fitness membership through my insurance. I'm doing the best I can. We can only do so much, Yeah, money can become an idol, that's for sure. We need it for some people, for some. Yeah, you can shower at the gym, at the Planet Fitness. Good morning, good day, rather. How you doing? Yeah, the Planet Fitness. You got to use the resources. There's resources out here. You just got to know where they are. Yeah, I'm not ashamed, But no, I'm in Hamilton. My children are right down the street. My boys are probably getting ready for school right now. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I'm doing my exercise. I'm walking, doing exercise. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. No, I don't have a vehicle. If I had a car, it would be wonderful. If I saved and I could get a car. I had about $700 in my pocket when I got back to New Jersey from Texas. I got the Greyhound. And then I got on the Amtrak train. They're with their grandma. Yeah. My family is dysfunctional. It's toxic. It's narcissistic. It's demonic. And I don't want no part of it. Thankfully, I was able to escape. And I'm looking for real people that can help me help my children. Because it's not a joke. People can mock and say all the nasty things they want. But there's a lot of pretenders, like they care about children, and they're full of crap. They really are, guys. There's a lot of pretenders who act like they care, about children, but they don't. They don't care about children. So I'm going through something similar to that, where I escaped the narcissistic cult family. For those who know, you know. I escaped it. But grandmom had to take over for a time, because I wasn't in a good space. I didn't know what narcissistic abuse was. I didn't know what gaslighting was. I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know what projection was. When my mom would say you're being paranoid, she was projecting. It's projection. So now I'm trying to find people that aren't, that actually know how to help my situation. And there's really nobody that can. Oh, thanks, Itchy. That my therapist said my son probably became a Marine because a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men that come from abusive homes, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, they go into the military. A lot of them join the military. Yeah. Thanks for getting rid of that comment. I didn't even really... It probably was just another troll. Yeah, he's been brainwashed by the military, and I pray he gets unbrainwashed, Yeah. So, I finally have the courage to go public, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta be careful. This is social media. I'm putting a lot of... but I just don't care anymore. When you've been alienated and satanically abused, you just get to a point where you're not going to suffer in silence. And I thank the Most High, God of heaven and earth, for the narcissistic abuse community. Because I learned and I educate myself now. And I learn how to set boundaries. Toxic individuals. But yeah, I escaped my narcissistic family cult. And now I'm trying to, get help to help the children. And I've always been trying to get help to help my children. But nobody believes me because my mom, she runs her smear campaign. If you've never been through a smear campaign, you don't know how hard it is to protect your children, Because it doesn't matter. I used to be a drug addict. Used to. This is what they do. They weaponize things against you. I'm not that person anymore. Hello, Joseph. So I'm not that person anymore. I don't do drugs. I don't do these things. So yeah, I was, so it is what it is. My mom was doing witchcraft. I don't know if she still practices witchcraft, but I'm a believer. I would be scared in my room as a child, reading the scriptures, reading the word. Oh, exactly, Joseph. You get it. You see? You understand. That's what I'm saying. People like to weaponize these things against us forever. But see, the Most High God forgave me. I don't need my mom's approval. I don't need my family's approval. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing for my recovery. And a lot of it is, growing up in a home that was narcissistic, demonic, doing evil. And, yeah. Yeah, okay, Joey. This isn't a scam. Have a good day. Have a good one. Take care. I'm not asking for money. I've been on here for an hour. I haven't asked nobody for money, so, you guys need to stop with that nonsense. I don't do this for money. There's people out here who are suffering, who need help. And we don't need trolls coming in here with their nonsense. People are out here hurting. And they want to be delivered. They want help. Hello, hey there, how you doing? How you doing? So, those are demonic people. Probably somebody who does witchcraft. Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. 15 years, awesome. Taz, keep up the great work. Hey, Nick Guru, I hope I got it right. How you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you make it home, honey. I hope you make it home. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a drug addict, but have a blessed one. Take care. Take it easy. Me, I've been in recovery on and off for a long time, you know. I was forced into recovery, you know. When you're in a toxic family, they try to label you as the problem. I know. You know. They try to label you as the problem because they don't want to be accountable for what they're doing to you. They don't want to be accountable that they're doing witchcraft in the house and the children. You know, I was a very sensitive child. Some may say an empath. Yeah, my mom was doing witchcraft, Hamilton. I'm in Hamilton right now, Hamilton. Yeah, the scapegoat, you know, scapegoating. I'm the truth teller of the family. That's why I'm out here. For those who understand, you get it. I know you do. But the trolls, they can go. You know, I'm not asking for money. I have all my needs met. The Creator is good to me. Hey, Luna. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, some people want to just hate. You know, they don't want to see you rise above your addictions, you know, your problems. They want to just tear you down. They want to tear people down, you know. That's not what this channel is about. This isn't a channel to tear people down. This is a channel to lift people up. You know, there's a lot of broken people out here. A lot of broken people. And they need to be encouraged. You know, you need to be encouraged. Exactly, exactly. I was adopted. I was a foster child. You know, they don't understand it. I don't take pharmacia. I don't need medication. That's what ruined my teeth. I don't want their pharmacia, you know? Yeah. Not right now, not currently. I'm not worried about my teeth. You know, you're just a hateful person, and I feel sorry for you. You're so narcissistic, superficial. It shows. You know, you people are superficial, man. You're very superficial. You have no love. You lack empathy. It's sad, you know. That's why the scripture says in the last days, the love of many is going to wax cold. There's no love in these people. And that vaccine changed a lot of these people. Don't get it twisted. If you took the vaccine, please don't be offended. Maybe you didn't get the real jab. Hopefully you got some saline. But the vaccine changed a lot of people, man. A lot of people are demonic. They don't have love. They're nasty. You know, they're just nasty people. COVID-19 changed people. You know, it really did. The world, we're not living in the same world we used to live in, folks, after the plandemic. You know, this isn't the same world. It's just not. It changed people. And if you took the vaccine, you know, that's between you and the Most High. Just, you know, try to detox and repent. You know, that's between you and Him. But those vaccines are not good. They're not good for you. Oh, thank you, Taz. Appreciate you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a real person, and I don't have a lot of tolerance for people who, you know, want to, you know, put people down, and they don't want to build people up. You know. Yeah. It's all right. So, you know, I'm not here to condemn you if you took the vaccine, but, you know, just may the Most High, you know, help you with that. A lot of people are suffering. No, it's not hard to eat at all, actually. You know, it's really not. I don't have any trouble. You know, I can eat pretty well. I still have some teeth. So, yeah, but thanks. Yeah, I know you're not saying it to be bullying me. I know your comments are maybe more genuine than these other people. You know, if people genuinely want to know about my teeth, then that's okay. I don't mind. You know, I'm an open person, you know, for the most part. I mean, I'm not going to share every detail of myself, obviously. It's social media, but I'll give you the basics. You know, I'm a survivor of satanic abuse, witchcraft abuse, narcissistic abuse. I overcame drugs, alcohol, addiction, and I'm still fighting the good fight of faith. And I'm still standing. You know? You don't think these working folks do drugs? Come on, guys. Drugs affect everybody. Working people do drugs. You don't think they go in there in the bathroom at Wawa and do their drugs? Come on. People work and do drugs. My name is Candace. My name is Candace. But they call that a functional addict. Okay, Itchy, you take care. Thank you. Yeah. You know, they're called functional drug addicts. You know, they go to work. They still go to work. They got their wine, and maybe they got their little cooler in the car. They go on break. They might pick up a hooker, go back to the work. You know, the working people. Yeah, the working people, right? On their breaks, you know? Yes. Yeah, my dad called me Candy, but I don't particularly like candy. It reminds me of a hooker name, you know? Hey, Oklahoma, how you doing? Yeah, sugar is a drug and it's very bad for your teeth. Right, Green Daisy? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Exactly. There's many people who are going to work and they probably, you know, did their little cocaine and all that crap. You know, how do you think these people keep going to work? Because they're popping pills. Not all of them, but a lot of people can't function, man. This society is screwed up. Oh, thank you, Joan. Right. Exactly. No, I was delivered, guys, from pharmakia. Well, that's all right, Randy. If you're in pain, you know, but hopefully, you know, you're not addicted and everything. Hopefully you're doing okay. You know, your doctor's got it under control. Awesome, Green Daisy. That's what's up. Stay clean, stay sober. No drugs, hugs.
Period.
Right, no drugs, guys, hugs. Stay clean and sober. You know, hugs, not drugs. Awesome, Chris. That's what's up. Stay sober, guys. Stay sober-minded. The days are evil. Oh, I try to be a nice lady, but I have my days. Especially when you're lacking sleep, you know, when you're out here and you're lacking sleep. I'm sure you guys can relate. The workers can relate. You know how you feel when you wake up and you haven't had good sleep, and then you got to take care of your customers. And yeah, it doesn't feel very nice, you know. Awesome, Spiritual Steve. Awesome. That's what's up. Keep up the awesome work. Yeah, no one's perfect. There's only one who made it at the right hand of the Father, if you choose to believe that, of course. I'm not here to push, but I believe it. Right. There's only one who was perfect, and he made it at the right hand of the Father. Oh, thanks, Evan. Yeah, because you know what? I believe I have a purpose to help people. You know? Exactly, y'all. Scriptures, exactly. They did. They're giving drugs to our boys, our soldiers. You know? No, I don't need meds. Thank you. I was delivered. I'm sorry, Hamilton, you haven't gotten that far in your journey yet. So I hope one day you get that far where you realize, you know, you don't need meds. You know, you really don't. It's all a scam. Pharmakia is a scam. Taking these psych meds is a scam. It's all about keeping you sick. There's no healing in there. There's no healing. It's false. It's phony. Those people take an oath to Apollo. That snake you see on the ambulance, that snake, it's the false healer. It's Satan's way to heal you. And Satan's system won't heal you. Pharmacia drugs, anti-anxiety pills. You know, but if you're on them, I'm not condemning you. If you're on that stuff, don't stop, just stop taking it. You gotta, talk to your doctor. If you want to get off that crap, then you gotta talk to the doctor and you gotta, get off of it. Right, exactly. You know. So yeah, guys, I'm obviously not a doctor. No, I'm in the Army, but my son's a Marine. So no, I'm not here to condemn you if you're on psych pills. Listen, I've been on and off my whole life. They were forced on me in my childhood. They were forced on me. And I'm healing from that. That's why I don't work. Y'all don't get it. Pharmacia, injured me. No, Turtle, I'm not in the in any armed services. But I am in the battle of I'm in a spiritual battle, if you will. I'm in a spiritual war between good and evil. Yeah, these aren't excuses. These aren't excuses. So you don't understand. Pharmacia injures people. Oh, thank you, Tego. I hope I said it right. But the Most High will heal you. You gotta, He will heal you. The Messiah, yes, He's the healer. You can be delivered from psych meds, you can be delivered from drugs, alcohol, you can be delivered from everything. But you gotta surrender. You gotta surrender. But we all fall short, Yeah, we all fall short of the glory of the Most High God, each and every one of us. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's right. No one's perfect. None of us. And if you want to get off those pills, talk to your doctor. That's between you and your doctor. Don't let these trolls come in here and discourage you. I remember how I felt on those psych meds. It disconnected me from my Creator because that's what they're doing. When you take psych meds, they're cutting your ability to connect with the creation, or with the Creator rather. Hey, Green Daisy. Yeah. So, and a lot of times these medications, these medications, I was on a medication. Hey, good day. How you doing? I was on a medication called Seroquel. Very bad medication. It makes you hungry. It makes you hungry. It turns you get obese. You get a ridiculous craving for food. It's not good. Hey, Lee, I'm okay. I can't complain. Just another day in Babylon, America. Just another day in Babylon, America. That's all, guys. Just another day that the Most High has made. We got to fight the good fight. We got to fight the good fight of faith every day. That's why I wear camouflage. I'm a spiritual warrior, for the kingdom. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Taz. I appreciate you. I would love to go fishing, actually. I would like to go fishing. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Today's a good day to go fishing with a little rain by the lakeside. Excuse me. By the lakeside. Oh, my gosh. Don't lose your teeth, yeah? All right, Itchy. Take care. Sending my love to the family, Itchy. Sending my love. Thanks, Subliminal. I appreciate you moderating. Making sure that there's some civility in the chat. We got to have some civility. We might not all agree on every little thing, but we got to have civility. We got to have, empathy and understanding, You got to have compassion for folks. You got to have love for people. What am I going to do today? I don't know. It's raining. My blankets got a little wet last night. All right, Taz, you take care, all right? You stay strong, endure. Don't give up. Stay clean, stay sober. You can do it. Just because you're homeless doesn't mean you have to do drugs, guys. You know, it is rough out here mentally. It can be. That's why I enjoy coming on live and showing you the real deal, you know. But no, currently I'm not working. I can work so many hours. So I went to the social services to try to get housing. I spoke to 2 women, a social worker and a supervisor. You know, but they tell me I'm sanctioned. They're going to leave me on the streets. You know, they're going to leave me on the streets because I was at that women's shelter and I was being bullied. You know, I was being threatened to be stabbed. So I recorded. Yes, I recorded what was happening. You have to. What else can you do, you know? Yeah, Lee, I'm homeless. Yeah, but I'll be all right. You know, I know where I'm at. I came back to New Jersey from Texas. I came back, you know, to be with my children, but nothing's changed. The NARC hasn't changed. You know, we change, the NARCs don't change. I know, right? They make everything cheap, don't they, nowadays? So, but at some point I'll probably go to my storage unit and put my boots back on because we got a little bit of rain. Yeah, we got some rain, so these aren't the best shoes for rain. You know, my feet get wet. Yeah, so I'll probably get off of here soon. Probably make another cup of coffee and be on my way. What time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:58. I'm in the United States. Yeah, I'm in the United States. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, I can see my children. My mom tried to file a restraining order, but she lost. She was angry. I saw her mask come off. You know, she was upset. She didn't get her way. You know, trying to lie to the judge, saying my children are scared of me. And it's not true. My boys are not scared of me. They love me. They love mom. You know, grandmom is the problem. Yeah, it's morning time. You know, they're going to gaslight the world and say, oh, no, I'm the problem. No, I'm the black sheep. I'm the truth teller. I'm the cycle breaker. Hallelujah. I'm the cycle breaker. You know, I'm breaking the cycle. That's why I'm here. You know, I'm trying to find a decent therapist, you know, that knows about narcissistic abuse, you know. Oh, thanks, Green Daisy. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, you know, I'm trying to get reset up here near my children and get a good therapist, which really the best position in the world is the Most High. He's the real physician, right? The creator. He's the good physician. Yeah, Dr. Rame. Yeah, I remember. I've seen her videos. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, family can be the worst. I was adopted into it. You know, this isn't the only biological family I have are my children. And my mom is very sadistic. You know, like I said, you know, yeah, I overcame drugs and alcohol, but when I lived with the children and my mom, I wasn't hurting the children. I wasn't doing drugs or alcohol. I was setting boundaries, you know, setting boundaries. Hey, India, I see you. Okay. Hi, India. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Your mom thinks, oh, really? Welcome, India. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, thanks, Spiritual Steve. So, you know, yeah, if you were a drug addict and you overcame it, you know what it is. Our family will weaponize that to the day we die. Some of us might have healthier families where they believe your recovery and they see your progress. But not every family does. Sometimes they'll weaponize it forever and they'll never be accountable for the way they've treated you. A lot of people that have been narcissistically abused numb themselves through drugs and alcohol. Yes, they do. Yeah, because there's, you know, everybody's got a different situation. You know, I hear videos on some NARC channels, like, oh, the narcissist does drugs. The NARC, when they don't have their supply. Okay, listen, there might be all that truth to that, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of us who have been narcissistically abused numb themselves through drugs and alcohol. So we got to come off the drugs and alcohol. We got to, you know, get ourselves sober-minded and fight and get in the battle, the spiritual war with these narcs. Because they're not going to change. Oh, I'm sorry, Scotty. What's my identity? I'm a biological woman. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, that's good, Craftsman. Yeah, I'm a woman. I don't know what you mean by, like, my identity. I'm a biological woman. I'm not a transgender or anything. I'm a real woman. So, yeah, you know, some of our families are going to weaponize who we used to be. You know, they're never going to believe our recovery is real. They're never going to believe it. And a lot of them, they're going to stay sick and toxic. That's what was happening. I would go, you know, to the hospital, and I would start to feel good again. I would start feeling good again. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Oh, thanks, Green Daisy. My name is Candace. Hey, my name is Candace, and I'm just walking around, getting my little cardio in. You know, just walking around, staying out of the rain. Yeah, it's still early, and I already went to social services. They're not going to help me. I already went down there, so it's just a waste of time to go back down there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Green Daisy. Yeah, I try to take care of myself. I don't wear makeup, you know. I don't wear any makeup, so maybe that's, you know, kept my beauty intact, I suppose. Whatever beauty I have left. Yeah. But it's more than outer appearances, you know. You got to have a pure, clean heart. You got to love people, you know. Put yourself in other people's situations, you know. Because heaven forbid you can't pay your bills one day, or you get sick, or you get disabled, or you get hurt on the job, and you become homeless. You don't know everybody's situation. You know, and some of these folks, they're going to work high. So they're just functional drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? And that's the addiction. Oh, look, I go to work. I'm functional. I'm better than the heroin addict on the corner that's, you know, leaning over, you know, doing the lean and stuff. No, come on, guys. Addiction is addiction. You know? Oh, you are, Vortex? Okay. Yeah, I might be on the spectrum. You know, they said I could be on the spectrum, so, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, it's not good to look down on people. You know, it's not nice. Because a lot of these folks are 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless. One emergency away. You guys know, you working folks know. It's not the America you remember. You know, a lot of people are struggling. A lot of these people are going to work struggling. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Netherlands. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, the stimulus checks. Yeah, the stimulus check. But a lot of these people, they're 1 or 2 paychecks away. What if they get hurt on the job today? What if they break their leg or something? They slip because it's, you know, we got rain, you know, you gotta, yeah. Yeah, and you're supposedly a Jesus follower and you're talking crap. I'm not on drugs. I'm not on any drugs, so you shouldn't judge people unrighteously. You should judge with righteous judgment. And you call yourself a Jesus Christian follower. You judge by people's outer appearances. You don't know me. That's what I'm talking about. Haughty, religious Christians. I'm not on anything. And I walk with the Most High every single day. I'm, you know, hey, how you doing there? Germany? Is that Germany? Yeah, I gotta get money, room. You gotta have money to get a room, you know. No, I'm in New Jersey. Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. I'm just hanging out, killing time until I figure out, where I'm gonna go because, you know, yeah. But no, I'm not on any drugs. No, and I walk with God, the generic term God. I call my creator Yahuwah. Thank you, clown. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not saying all Christians. So if you're a Christian, please understand. There's a lot of pretenders. You know that. We know there's pretenders. There's a lot of pretenders. So if it don't apply, let it fly. Like this troll. Come on. No, we're not doing that here. Um, you know, a lot of people who don't do drugs have bad teeth. That's what I'm saying. They're just nasty people. Bullies. They want to tear you down. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you gotta work out your own beliefs, I suppose. I think my dad, yeah, he doesn't believe in the Bible. Oh, I used to live in Kensington, Green Daisy. Years ago. I lived on Duffield Street. How you doing? Yeah, I lived on Duffield Street. I think that's a Mercer County Sheriff. I remember that guy. Yep. Right, exactly. Job never gave up. Exactly. Yeah, I know. The Epstein War. I know. Yeah, it's very good fading into the darkness. That's right. You gotta love your neighbor. Oh, yeah, I'm out of Kensington. That was a long time ago. Long, long time ago. I'm so grateful that I made it out alive. Yeah, Philly's rough. Philly's a rough town. Yeah. Hello, Bass. How you doing? Thanks for showing up here. So, it's all good. It takes like I said, I'm not doing this for attention or sympathy. I'm not begging for money. I just, I think it's nice to support people in their recovery. Whatever you're recovering from, right? Oh, you are? Oh. If you're recovering from drugs or alcohol or, any kind of domestic violence, abuse, yeah, it's good to support, to show love and support to your neighbor and people. How you doing? You got to show love and support. You know, and you're going to have people who judge you that, don't, they're going to unrighteously judge. It happens. That's why I said this isn't towards all Christians, but the Christians we're talking about. You know which ones. Christians know that too. You know, a lot of people don't have love. They don't have empathy. They don't have compassion. They don't have the fruit of the Spirit. They don't have the fruit of the Spirit. Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican, Green. How you doing? Yeah, my children. I have children. I was adopted, so my biological dad, he passed away, and he had troubles of his own. He grew up in Puerto Rico, on the island of Puerto Rico, in Utuado, Puerto Rico, and he moved here, into Trenton, and he had his own struggles. I don't hate my biological parents for putting me up for adoption. I'm sure they had their reasons. You know, I don't hold it against them. I met my biological mom, and she gave me a hug. I got that growing up, Punky Brewster. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was another one they told me growing up, Punky Brewster with the pigtails. My mom used to put pigtails in my hair. I know, right? I know. You gotta have 50 subscribers or more. Yeah, I got a lot of copyright strikes on my channel. because when I sit in these establishments, the music is in the background, and I guess, YouTube picks up on that and they give me a copyright strike. So I couldn't monetize my channel anyway, but I don't monetize the channel. I'm in New Jersey. The war, well, I don't think it's biblical to kill your neighbors. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. I think there's better ways to solve the issue than dropping bombs on innocent civilians, innocent folks. The scripture is very clear to love thy neighbor as thyself. So, and America's been the big bully on the block for a long time, and I heard she's getting her butt whooped. So America is in for a shock. America's in for a shock. If a missile drops on me, I'm going to say hallelujah. Thank goodness I'm out of this world. I'm going to praise the Most High. If they bomb us, I hope that I die and I go where the Most High wants me to go. Everybody's going to die one day. Can't escape it. Whether it's through war or disease, or, the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is death. But if I see a bomb come, I'll probably rejoice, because I'm tired of this world. Well, I had to, because I know sometimes they say we go to heaven, but really we don't go to heaven. I think New Jerusalem is going to come down, and the meek are going to inherit the earth. You can donate if you want to. Oh, you mean like you don't have money to? That's all right, but if you wanted to, yeah. I mean, when people ask me, my Cash App is chosen 0527. Yeah, the scripture says it's appointed a man one time to die, and then the judgment. That's according to scripture, if you choose to believe that. But I died in my addiction, and I seen hell, and I went. But then I had the Messiah came, and I saw, then the Messiah came. There you go. Yeah, thank you, clown. Thank you. So I understand not everyone believes scripture. I get it, but my faith has always been the foundation of my strength. My faith. As long as you're not using the Bible to hurt other people, like weaponizing it to harm others or create these sick cults that abuse women and children. Faith is a good thing. Yeah, the Hopis, yeah. Faith is a good thing. It can, for some people, it's a place of strength, it helps them. So, as long as you're not using it to hurt people, weaponizing scriptures to harm, and taking things out of context to do harm, yeah. But a lot of people read the word, the scriptures, that a lot of people get strength from it. Ariana Grande, not in particular, no. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, as long as how you doing? Oh, I see you're back, huh?
Yeah, you're back too.
Of course, I'm here. Yeah, so as long as we don't use our faith to hurt others, I don't see a problem with the word of the Most High. Yeah. Because this is a country that's built, well, it's supposedly built, but it was built by Freemasons, if you want to know the truth. It was built by Freemasons. Yeah, it was built by, George Washington was a Freemason, And we know about slavery and the Indians, the Native Americans, the Trail of Tears, right? The slaughtering that was going on in the name of their God, in the name of their Christian God. Yeah, it was wrong. It's all wrong. That's not the way of the Messiah. Trying to Christianize people and forcing their religion on people through war. And no. That's not the gospel. That's not the good news. You don't, go around forcing that on people. not through murder and slaughter, no. You know, I don't believe in that. Hello, Australia. Nice to meet you. How you doing? Hi, Scott. Tartaria. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of the Tart. That's like a place, right? Like another a tribe or something, right? Oh, okay. You too. You have a blessed one, Rob. The Dread Pirate. Okay. You have a great day. All right. You be cool out there. Don't let those negative people get you down. Oh, thank you. Hello, soldier. How you doing? Thank you, Barack. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barack. Yeah, on my dad's side, we're Taino Indians, so I do have indigenous blood, you know. I do have indigenous blood on my dad's side, my biological dad, you know. So I am indigenous to the Americas. I don't live on a reservation, you know. I'm not part of that. I'm not part of the Aztec or the Hopis or you know, those indigenous people that are over there closer to California, you know, and Texas and Mexico, you know. But Puerto Ricans, you know, we're Taino Indians, so we are indigenous. I have 5 children. I'm a mother of 5 children. You know, like I said, I was a worldly woman, so they have different dads, okay? So, heaven forbid you have a past. But, and my mom did, you know, hey, Joe, what do you know, Joe? How you doing? What do you know? Yeah, what do you know, Joe? So, yeah, she did the Ancestry or something. She did, you know, the Ancestry.com on my boys. And the one thing with all my children, you know, the one common denominator is me, and all of them came up as Native American straight across the board. All 5 of my children, because we're not Puerto Ricans, you know, we're not Puerto Ricans. When you take my blood, it's not going to say Puerto Rican. It's going to tell you I'm Native American. I have indigenous blood. Yeah, it's pretty early. It's early in the morning. It's 8 o'clock. I couldn't really sleep last night. It was raining. So I had to try to stay, you know, dry and everything. I had to stay dry. So I'm trying to stay dry. Let me see. Yeah. See, we got some rain. Yeah, we got some rain. I didn't get wet, thankfully. I didn't get wet, but, you know, my blankets got a little wet. I keep an umbrella. You gotta keep an umbrella. You know, you gotta have what you need, you know. So I keep it hooked on my book bag, like you're camping, you know. And these shoes that I'm wearing, they're kind of a cheap shoe. I got it from Temu, you know. So my feet will get wet if I step on the ground. So probably got to put my boots back on. Got to put my boots back on, you know, because yeah, these are like a cheapo shoe. You know, it's good for like yeah, you know, those Temu products aren't always the greatest. Yeah, I might get a tent. Maybe I get a tent. Yeah. Yeah, get a nice tent. But hopefully I can get some affordable housing. That's the goal, you know, affordable housing to get off the streets. You know, the women's shelters are dangerous. You know, shelters are dangerous. The streets are dangerous. Yeah, but the shelters are too. Hello, good day. Yeah, the shelters aren't that great, guys, you know. Yeah, I'll probably get a camouflage tent. That'll be exactly it. That'll be exactly what I get. A camo tent so the popo can't see me. The Nazis, the British are coming. The British are coming. The British are coming. Yeah, they probably do have housing, but I got a sanction. I know, right? It's going to be ISIS coming. Instead of the British are coming, it's ISIS coming. Yeah, I'm currently homeless, Elliot, but I'm overcoming, you know. I survived the harsh winter, so this little rain doesn't really, you know, it's alright. I survived the blizzard of 2026. Alright, ice is coming. It's really not funny, but you know what I'm saying, guys. It's really sad. They're tearing up Minneapolis. They're going houses, they're breaking all the constitutional rights. Because you never really had a constitution. Your country was built by Freemasons, so you never had a constitution. It was always meant for the agenda. Oh, thank you. You know, it was always meant for the agenda. You know, to enslave you. You know, Americans been enslaved for a long time. They just didn't know it. But I think Americans are starting to wake up. You know, we've been enslaved in this country. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're America's not as free as people would love to believe. You know, we thought we were free, but the other nations knew we weren't free. The other nations were laughing at us the whole time. Look at these Americans thinking they're free. All right. Oh, did you Google the?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. When you get a chance.
I will.
Yeah, you don't have to.
The dimming, I know.
Oh, the dimming. Good. I'm glad you remember. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm telling you, people don't realize how evil this government is.
Oh, I believe you.
But yeah, you know, you'd be surprised.
I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. No worries.
All right.
I'm just enjoying my morning coffee.
All right.
All right. You have a blessed one.
Good.
All right. Yeah, it's one big club and you ain't in it. You got that right. You know, so a lot Americans are waking up, you know, but it's a little too late, you know, it's a little too late. They got bigger guns. They got bigger guns. They got robots. They got artificial intelligence. They got drones. They got, you know, technology. They can see you through the wall, the thermal technology. You know, no matter how big of a bunker you think you got, they'll find you. That's why, you know, the scripture tells us, who can make war with the beast? Who can make war with the beast? You know, yeah, Skynet, they got bigger guns, you know. But you got to trust in the Most High. I believe the Most High can cover you. You abide in the shadow of the Almighty, you know, He'll cover you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Canada. Hey, Davis. Yeah, they put drugs in the so-called black neighborhoods. They put drugs and guns to keep those people oppressed. Yeah, you know, America's corrupt. America's a corrupt country. You know, it's a corrupt nation, guys. It doesn't mean I don't, you know, I'm still grateful. We're still very blessed considerably. Don't get it twisted. Look at, you know, nobody's bothering me. I'm able to go in a store and get a coffee, hot water. But at the end of the day, yeah, this nation has its problems. But I still consider myself very blessed, considerably than some other nations, unfortunately, because of the bombings and the war. You know, it's not right. It's not right, you know. But you are allowed to have grievances about your country. Of course you can. You are allowed to have grievances about your country and what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, putting guns and drugs in the ghettos. Keeping those people oppressed through rap music, you know. Yeah, it's real. The satanic attacks are very real against certain individuals, certain groups. You know, we're all being attacked. But, yeah, rap music, you know, glorifying drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, sex, twerking. It's not good stuff. Not good. Yeah, that's true. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, really. It is. It's an illusion, right? Well, listen, guys. I'm going to get off this live and figure out my next move because it's... You know, this rain is kind of getting me a little wet. I'll probably make another cup of coffee. I've been at this Wawa long enough. So, yeah, rock music. Well, look at what Kid Rock did. Did y'all see what Kid Rock did? You know, he's singing about pedophiles and, you know, pedophilia. Did you see that? You know, come on. Yeah, thanks, Itchy. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Metal had their own way, you know, to subliminally program people into satanic worship and stuff. Yeah. Oh, hey, War and Order. I might be my son, heaven forgive me. I might be back, you know, later. I've been on for a while. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, War and Order. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Clown. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm just doing my best. I'm going to try to stay dry. Probably make another cup of coffee. Find somewhere to go. Maybe the library. Maybe I'll get on the bus. I can go to the library. Library's a good place. You know, library's a good place. You know, library's a good place. And, yeah. Okay, War and Order. Appreciate you. Have a blessed day. You too. You have a wonderful day. So, yeah, so it's a little rainy out. You know, I got to change my shoes and you got to stay dry, you know. Thank you, thank you. You got to stay dry. You know, you're basically in this is like basic training 101 out here. This is basic training. I'm in basic training right now, you know. That's kind of what we're doing out here, basic training. That's all right, Brew. Just keep me in prayer. That's all. That's all. Just keep me in your prayers. You know, I'm doing basic training out here. Oh, Kanye Pepper? Okay, let me go look. I'm sorry. Kanye Pepper. I have to scroll up or down. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, cool. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Yeah, that's what they teach you in the military. You got to keep your feet. You got to change your socks. You got to, you know, wash your feet. Change your socks. Keep them dry. You know, I do use baby powder. I tried to get the kind without the, you know, the bad stuff in it, which pretty much everything has bad stuff in it these days. But, yeah, baby powder to keep me dry, the feet dry. Yeah, you got to have good feet out there, because if you can't run away from your enemy, you're in trouble. You know, heaven forbid you got to run. You know, you got to have good feet. You know, you got to keep the feet dry. You have to. Yeah, thank you. So, change your socks, you know, change your socks as often as you can. You know, just like they teach them in the military, you know, change your socks, keep your feet clean. I've been homeless for a couple months now. Yeah, I just got back. And like I said, yeah, I was at the women's shelter, you know, but it was unsanitary and they were bullying me over there. So they weren't even bullying me about my teeth. I try to tell you this, not you specifically, but, you know, they weren't even bullying me about my teeth or anything. They were bullying me, you know, because I was talking to another lady about the Bible, you know, about the scriptures. Yeah, about scriptures. So then they started coming at me, you know, threatening my life, threatening to stab me, because I'm set apart, you know. I'm not on drugs, and I'm trying to really get myself situated. Everybody in that shelter ain't trying to do that. You know, everybody in the shelter isn't actually trying to change. Exactly, Jake. Well, I'm not military, but I feel you on that. Yeah, but you're right. You know, you fight for a lot of veterans out here. A lot of veterans are homeless. Yeah, a lot of vets. Yeah, and they don't take care of the vets. No. No, they don't. They sure don't, Jake. But my son is a United States Marine, so I'm just hoping and praying he'll be all right, you know. That was his choice to serve, so I hope he makes it out okay, you know. That's between him and the Most High, you know. He's got to learn and on his own, you know, what that's all about, you know, serving in the military, you know. But yeah. Oh, thanks, Jake. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I just pray, you know, he's going to be okay. I'm in New Jersey, Susie. I'm in New Jersey. Thanks for being here. But I'm going to get off now, guys. Try to get somewhere where I can stay dry. You know, I got to put my boots back on because these shoes weren't built for rain. Exactly. They got money for war but can't feed the poor. Yeah. I don't know what my son, serving really has to do with homelessness. But yeah. Oh, yours is in the army? Yeah. Yeah, he's serving, but my homelessness is, related to domestic violence. Yeah, he's being housed by the United States government. He's being housed by the government. He's in Camp Lejeune, South Carolina. He's a baby. He just got in there. He's only 19 years old. So he's still a baby. He can fight for his country, but he can't have a beer. You know what I'm saying? He can die for his country, but he can't drink a beer yet. Make that make sense. But they do drugs and alcohol in the military. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, good. Yeah, they do drugs in the military. Yeah, the higher ups, they're on drugs. Not all of them, but they do. Drugs are everywhere. Drugs are in the military. Yes, they are. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. So I pray that he stays around a good crowd of folks in the Marines, maybe some godly people, some God-fearing people, so-called, God-fearing people, yeah. Yeah, there's gangs, there's racism in the military, they rape in the military, they rape men in the military, a lot of things happen. Oh no, I don't show my hair. That's my personal preference, Jake. It's for modesty purposes. But I did chop my hair off in Texas because it was super hot, so. But I'm trying to let it grow back. Yeah, it was almost down to the middle of my back, but I choose to cover my hair, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, that's my personal choice. I choose to stay, modest and covered. Maybe one day the Most High will bless me with a husband, once I'm on my feet and I'm okay, If He blesses me with a husband, that would be wonderful. But I gotta keep, I gotta focus on my journey and my progress, healing and stuff. You shouldn't really be in a relationship, unless you've dealt with all your childhood wounds and everything. Oh yes, you're single. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, yeah. A lot of people lose their lives and, their children die. They have hazing. Yeah, there's hazing that goes on. There's racism. There's a lot of stuff in the military. It's not, this wonderful dream like they sell you, right? Military, I'm sure, has their own, bad apples. Their own narcissistic bad apples, They put on a uniform, and not all of them, but you know the ones I'm talking about, for those who've served. You do have those bad apples. You sure enough do. You got the baddest bad apple in the White House, and he didn't even serve the military. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, good, Dixie. Okay. I hope not. I hope they don't tolerate any drugs or alcohol use. Good. Yeah, he's in Camp Lejeune, South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last I heard. Yeah, he's in Camp Lejeune. So just yeah, I'm just praying for that he, maybe he comes out of it, maybe he'll. But in order to come out of your military contract, they're gonna put you through hell. They're gonna put you through hell. You know. But yeah. They said Donald Trump was anointed by Jesus Christ. Did you guys hear that one? And Donald Trump said he's anointed by Jesus. That this war is going to bring the return of Jesus Christ. That's what Trump is saying. Yeah, war and order, yeah. Oh, Jacksonville? Okay. Oh, thank you, Dixie. Jacksonville, North Carolina. Okay. Yeah, they said Donald Trump said he's anointed by Jesus. Yeah, some craziness going on with that. So a lot of militaries, people, weren't thrilled about that. Yeah, it's a little wild. But listen, guys, it was a pleasure. But I really got to get going, though. But I'll try to come back on. Thanks for the new subscribers. Thanks for the love and support. And thanks for the haters and trolls, too. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Oh, okay, okay. Hey, Irma, how you doing? All right, y'all. All right, Itchy, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hey, Subliminal. Yeah, I don't think Donald Trump was anointed by Jesus Christ, but but I get what you're saying, I think, Florida, I would love to be in Florida. I bet it's nice. You probably got, Florida, you got a nice sunshine morning, usually. When I remember, and it rained a lot in Florida, too. It rains a lot, right? A lot of rain. All right, guys, we'll take it easy. I'm going to get another cup of coffee and be on my way. So I'll catch you on the next live. Thank you. Yeah, I miss Florida, waking up, seeing that beautiful sun. I miss that. I do. Catching a bus, going to the beach. You can shower on the beach. Now, obviously not nude. You can't shower nude, but at least if you're homeless in Florida, you can, go in the ocean and, wash your hair and bathe, You got the beach. At least you can do that much. The homeless can, do what they got to do, Yeah, I forget what beach I was on, but there were, you can, get your shampoo. Yeah, and at least shampoo your hair and go in the ocean, and yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it. Just get right on the bus. Get right on the bus and head to the beach. I forget the name of that beach. I forget. Oh, wait a minute. What was it? Oh my goodness, I can't think. What was that beach? I forget. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But there was a beach. But anyway, guys, if I remember the beach, I'll let you know. But take care, stay blessed, stay strong, stay vigilant, and keep enduring.